Ahoy, it's Ryan, and I'm back. What we've talked about in this series of videos is that you have to have a value proposition, which is your problem that you solve or the need that you are fulfilling. And then you have to connect that with an actual customer. You have to understand your customer segments, who they are, where they live, what their pains are, so that you can match those two, which is called your product market fit. But in order for those two things to connect, you have to have channels. And so we talked about channels can be physical, they can be web-based, and that is how your product is delivered. But once your product is delivered, you have to build a relationship. And that's why the next big piece of your puzzle that you need to figure out is how you're going to build your customer relationships so that it's not just a one-time deal, but that you acquire them for a long period of time, ideally forever. So let's look at customer relationships. Now, there are probably products, services, or technologies that you've purchased or you've received, and then you've never heard from the person again. That's it. There's no relationship. You don't go back, you don't buy, you don't become a loyal fan, you don't re-up for the next model. It's because there's crickets. So many entrepreneurs forget about the value of keeping and maintaining relationships. And so this is a piece of the puzzle that I want to make sure you were thinking about from the beginning. Here we go. The concept here is how do we get, keep, and grow our customer base? You'll learn that acquiring customers, even beta users, is going to be very difficult because not everybody wants your product. Remember, your product is for them. They have to decide that they need it based on a problem or a need that they have. And so when you identify that and you have a good product market fit and you know the channels to get it to them, that's just the beginning. Because if you don't follow up, if you don't keep a relationship with them, if you don't stay in touch with them, not only are they not going to repurchase your product, but they're not going to share it with their friends or their family. And you're going to lose the ability for you to get word of mouth and to get referral-based business. So I want you to think of relationships as the different touch points that you're able to interact with people. Could be something as simple as a newsletter, so that each people, everyone who gets your product or your service, your technology, maybe you get a newsletter. There might be some either products or services that you have now that once you sign up, you opt in for a newsletter and you get regular updates. That's a way for you to communicate one-to-many. Social media is a great way to keep in touch and build relationships. So it could be everything from Twitter to TikTok to YouTube to Instagram to Facebook. If you know that that's where your customers are and that's where they like to keep their communication channels, then you can help stay in their feed. You can help promote things to them. You can help share updates. You can help share your story. You can help share customer testimonials. You can help share how you're getting more funding. You can help share all these different things. But you have to make an effort to know how that's going to happen. Now, there are more traditional elements that might be like TV advertisement, but with the advent of the internet, you have a lot more accessibility of getting in front of people. You can connect with them, but you want to make sure you connect with them when and where they want. Now, this doesn't just have to be digital or social media. You could do monthly meetups, or you could do online webinars. You could give continual training. If you're developing a video game, you could hold strategy sessions and interview top players. You could even use Twitch as a forum. You could use Discord as a way of maintaining the relationships. So you really have to think about the right way to stay in touch and not feel spammy or not feel like you're annoying people. And you know how that is because some people annoy us when they're trying to build the relationships and it works against them. So you have to have the right balance between communicating and not bothering them. Okay, so there are a lot of creative ways. Content, are you creating blogs? Are you sending emails? These are all things for you to think about and decide. And the reason why this is important, because whether it's in a web mobile world or a physical world, there's a double-sided funnel that looks like this. Now, in order to get your customers, you have to have this wide funnel where you get as many as you can, knowing that they're not all going to be your customers. think of like advertisement. If you're advertising or you're out there and you're sharing digitally what this product is, not everybody who signs up for a trial or that you get the attention of will be a customer, but some of them will. And if you keep them as customers, that is where you build the relationship. And what that does is it actually creates what's called a virtual loop, so that they not only go back into the funnel to buy more, but they will share with their friends and family to do the same thing. So whether it's physical or whether it's mobile or web-based or cloud-based or social media-based, you have this double-sided funnel that you need to consider and understand how it fits in. Because if you connect with a channel, your business, the problem that you're solving, and your customer, it doesn't mean that it's going to continue to support growth. And business is about growth. And there's a whole adoption curve that shows that you have to get people to get on board in order for them to stay on board, in order for them to share with others, for people to find out. And that's what creates this virtual loop. So how do you want to build a relationship with your customers? And keep in mind, this is a relationship that you have to keep going. So if you love social media might be a great way to build relationships. If you don't like social media, then don't choose that as a way to connect with your customers. Keep your customers in mind, because it's them who we're trying to get, keep, and grow with referral-based business, with sharing online how excited they are about how you have solved their problem. Relationships, business, and life is really all about relationships. And so think through not only the problem that you're solving, the customer who you're solving it for, the channel in which you're getting in touch with them, but the relationship and how you are maintaining to get, keep, and grow your customer base. All right? Think about it. You got this. I'll see you in the next video.